of the map. Our Teal Pros player, it's his last PvZ of the day, last match of the day, it is Cyan. And down to the bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player is soO. As we set up into game number one of this best of 3 series. Set this up and just get ready to go. See what's going to happen. Just building into this right now. So, we're going to be seeing a overload just coming up the right hand side of the map in the early stages. Going to be seeing a hatch gas pool as they open it out of soO. Just sort of setting up here and looking to see how this is going to go. Our probe is going to be patrolling over on the natural expansion. So, probe's patrolling over on the natural expansion. Going to pop down a Nexus, and we're just going to be seeing, well, seeing what's going to happen next, I guess. So, nothing really too exciting in the super early stages of this game. Cybercore is starting to build. Cybercore is starting to build on up. I'm just going to be seeing a probe just continue to come down to the bottom right hand side. So probe just continue to come down to the bottom right hand side here. We're going to be seeing Cybercore about halfway done, the Nexus about halfway done as well. And the assimilator are going to be finishing up as well very shortly. So just getting all of that ready to go. You're going to see this probe again just scouting, just finds his opponent bottom right, sees the hatchery first, so that's a good little bit of information for him as well. And again, this probe just continuing to scout around and seeing what's going on. Just checking this base down to the south and just checking to see if there's a third base up already, basically. Just little bits and pieces. I mean, he hasn't been into the main base. He doesn't know if gas was taken, but seeing no third hatchery obviously gives him a very good indicator that gas probably was taken. So, just an indirect way of scouting here. As I mean, soO's opening at this point is very generic, not really too crazy. He does continue to mine gas past the 100 for speed, so obviously potential for a lot of different things from that. Pneumatized Carapace being one of them as he takes the third hatchery. Pneumatized Carapace, fast lair even, to some extent, is a possibility. Maybe some kind of very aggressive playstyle, but it is just going to be Pneumatized Carapace, which we see on the way. So, Pneumatized Carapace, the choice here, soO just setting up to actually just really just kind of scout and so on in the early stages of today. Just scout, see what's happening and see what's going on throughout the early stages. Second pile, I'm going to finish up just behind the first. I'm just going to be seeing, well, again, one adept is going to come into the south side watchtower. Another adept is going to be joined up very shortly as well. And those two adepts together will try and get some damage done. We saw a Stargate coming out of Cyan some time ago, and he is about to finish up his first Oracle with that now. So he's about to get into an Oracle here to move across the map with him to see what he can do. So Oracle pops out, going to start heading down towards the bottom right hand side. So Oracle's starting to head in that sort of direction. Oh, what else is going on? I'm going to run straight over this watchtower. Just nothing there, but just going to head over there on his way down. I mean, does he see the third base? Yes, he does. So he doesn't really need to run through there for any reason at all. Should just try and get into the natural as soon as possible, so that there's a little chance to kind of prepare for soO as he can, as he can get. soO actually only has one queen here. The second queen just pops, so it's actually going to turn out to be a pretty okay timing from soO. You'll see this Oracle continue to move forwards, picks up 3 kills. Not the best actually, and actually will go down as well. So what looked like be like a bit of a messy situation there initially from soO turns into a pretty okay sort of situation overall, because Cyan loses the Oracle, he only kills 3 workers. It's definitely not exactly what soO kind of really wanted there. Now Oracle comes in, picks off a couple of drones, and a couple more drones going to go down as well as 4. And can he get up to 5? He is. He's going to get up to 5, so second Oracle gets a few more workers killed, and I think some adepts were in there somewhere as well. The adepts have taken some damage, so they've been lost. So 10 workers killed in total. So does take a fair amount of damage here. So he takes a fair amount of damage, and again, more Lings just gathering together down on the low ground. And they're going to start moving in towards the upper left-hand side. So Ling's going to go towards the upper left-hand side. You're going to see the next is going to be finishing up in a few moments' time on the third base. These couple of pylons from Cyan are set up, ready to go as well. And there's another pylon just set behind this mineral line. As we're going to see one probe getting taken down. Forge about halfway done. Twilight Council about halfway done. Continue to set up into this, and again, just looking to see what those darlings would like to try and do now. There's a couple more depths to sort of get in here and get ready to go. We did see one Phoenix being made. The single Phoenix, a good way to set up in such a way so that you're just able to clean out some overlords while going for mostly an Oracle-based opening. Phoenix continue to move up the left-hand side, and again we just see Lings continue to move around this top left as well. So Lings continue to move around, seeing what's up, seeing what's happening. And so just looking to see what position he can bring himself into. So just continue to move around. We're going to be seeing this Overlord actually try and drop some Lings into the main base. Phoenix picks up on it, won't kill it off in time to stop the Lings coming out. But it is a good little bit of a pre-warn about that fact that this is happening, that he needs to maybe get some units in here. No pylon towards the mineral line. So he has to warp in from quite a distance away, which does suck a little bit. Probes being used to kind of help fight. 5 workers lost. It's okay. I mean, sieging a little bit there. It's probably a very worthwhile trade. 8 Lings for 5 probes. For 8 Lings and an Overlord for 5 probes. It's actually pretty good. So at the same time, it's not game ending though. It's not like, oh my god, soO, what a god, he's taken the victory. It's just a nice little attack for him to, yeah, especially to bring himself back a bit after losing some workers earlier himself. Just nice little bits and pieces, back and forth trades from either side. Creep spread continue to push out onto the map. There's a few more Lingers just gathering up together. And let's see, +1 is about 10 seconds away, so +1 is going to be finishing up here shortly. Resonating Glaives just finished, and we're going to see this Overlord. Actually, now a Baneling dropping towards the natural expansion. Cyan is very quick to respond. Already had his depths warped in there. And soO's still just going to keep on moving through. Looking to see where he might be able to jump in from. And Overcharge goes down on the natural. A little bit of a delayed response there. Not sure what exactly that was. Might have been one of those situations where you just sort of like had the, you know, you clicked it earlier, your membership clause just started a position, it doesn't really work out. Probes actually do a little bit of splitting on their own, thanks to the initial Baneling connection. 7 workers go down then to the 4 Banes. And soO just continues to set up here. Ling Bane Hydra is the choice. And he's got a lot more Lings on the way out. Groove Spines is about to finish for that Hydra speed. The Depths are sort of thinking about coming in here, and he is going to commit. I'm not really too sure about this. I mean, yes, he does a lot of damage to the Hydras and the Lings and everything else, but the Banelings are doing so much damage to so many of the Depths, and so many go down at the back there as they all clump up together. This was a very questionable trade by Cyan. I mean, it was a very... If he'd maybe kind of avoided a couple more of the Banelings, it would have been fine, and that's why maybe the Shade forwards was the worst thing he could have done. If he just attacked forwards, he could have split targeted so much better than just jumping straight into a whole bunch of splash damage. That was a very weird choice by Cyan. soO going to surround these Adepts, going to get rid of these now. So these Adepts going to fall. Ling's going to move out and just going to try and catch a few more of these units. So Adepts going to get surrounded again. They have to go down. We're just going to see Banelings continue to move forwards here. And again, just seeing what else they can try and do, but it's just going to be too much from soO. He destroys absolutely everything which is out on the map here. Even these Adepts still dropping down. Cyan at this point, maybe even just trying micro just for the kind of the fun of it, knows it's over. He actually does tap out moments later, which sort of backs up that theory, I guess. Having the best of days, really. Not really one of the best days, but we do have soO, who's 1-0 up against Cyan to the bottom right side of the map. And he is going up against the teal Pearls player to the bottom left. It is Cyan. So, setting up into this PvZ game 2, the winner of this takes first place in the group, the loser takes second place. So let's see what's going to happen. We're going to be back again in about 2 hours and 15 minutes with the Wardy Open. We're going to be having the Wardy Open round of 4 and third place match and finals. That's all going to be live in 2 hours and 15 minutes. We actually start with Nurture vs Hellraiser from the round of 8. Then we move into the semis, third place match and finals. So it should be a great evening of StarCraft 2, guys. Should be a lot of fun. But we'll probably go offline between now and then because I just have to go and get some stuff sorted out and figure some things out and stuff like that. So get all that done, and yeah, it's going to be kicking off here, guys. We're going to be seeing this Overlord coming across the map. I'm just going to be seeing this Overlord having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. It's just going to be a fairly early second gateway coming down off of this Nexus. So again, looking to be a depth pressure from Cyan. We saw a little bit out of this from him earlier as he tried to sort of figure out what exactly he was looking to do. So we're going to see a couple of gates just coming down here. You're going to be seeing those Adepts just going over to the right-hand side of the map. So 2 Adepts just finishing up. I'm going to see the Cybercore going to finish as well. So we're just going to be seeing this Warp Gate coming in. There's the 2 Adepts being Corona boosted. And we're just going to be seeing the Stargate coming down from Cyan. As the Stargate drops down, I'm just going to be seeing the Hatchery coming in on the 3rd base. The Hatchery comes in over on the 3rd base here soon. Going to be sat again just overhead with this Overlord. You can see a pylon coming down from Cyan as well, just towards the front of the natural. And just wait for some pressure to start happening, and we'll see what soO's response to this is going to be. So just going to be setting up onto this now, and well, one Adept already going to move across the map. The other going to be left at home, as he plays fairly safely here. So you're going to open with that Pneumatized Carapace. Back in game number 1, he did something very similar, just played it safe, made sure he was scouting in the early stages. And he did just end up winning when kind of Cyan, shaded in with the Adepts into a fight which was never going to work. He actually shaded into Banelings, Roaches, and Lings all together, and his Ling Bane Hydra actually, and it just he just died. The Banelings did way too much damage and just put him into way too good of a position. So you can see there's a Adept right now. It's going to be continuing to come over here. Absolutely no idea what that says, but yeah, there's going to be seeing the 3rd Hatchery coming down as well. So 3rd Hatchery coming into the right-hand side. Is Overlord going to be backing away? And we're just going to be seeing the Adepts in position on the 3rd base for him to take this. So both players are going to just macro up towards 3 bases and beyond. So nothing really too crazy about all this. And it looks as though one of the Chinese casters have to leave. So yeah, yeah, just continue to set up into this and see what's happening. When the playoffs of Leifeng Cup? Leifeng Cup is going to be tomorrow, the playoffs. It'll be live. Well, we're not going to be covering it though, because I'm going to be on a plane. So they're going to be live from tomorrow. So you can check those out probably on the Chinese stream or the Russian stream, but we're not going to be live. So we're not going to be able to cover them, unfortunately. But you guys should definitely check them out. And yeah, should be good. There's going to be seeing a couple of crew twos just pushing out onto the map here, Ling coming through the south side. Having a little bit of a look to see what is going on as we see the Bane Nest coming up from soO. So pretty similar to what you did earlier, going into that +1 melee attack, and we're going to see Lair as well. So probably looking towards like Ling Bane Ravager / Hydra. Very similar to what we saw in the earlier game from him. So that's going to be trying to shut down some Phoenix play here as well. I think earlier it was Phoenix play as well, right? It was Phoenix after... Oh, no, it was Oracle, right? Oracle into just one Phoenix to clean up some Overlords, etc. So it's going to be seeing the Phoenix signing around, and we're just going to be seeing the Lings coming into the top side from soon. If you do watch with Amazon with Twitch Prime, then I do get ad revenue as long as you're not ad blocking the channel, because if essentially the ads still play or whatever, but if you ad block it, then the ads never play, and so I don't get the revenue. So if you're watching through Twitch Prime, make sure you don't use ad block. As you do see a little bit of a Baneling drop getting set up from soO. So he did this earlier as well. He was kind of Baneling dropping a lot and getting some damage done. And seeing how that went for him, it went pretty well. I mean, there was a mixture of successes. I actually think for the most part, Cyan defended it pretty well, pretty effectively, but he still did take some damage. I mean, he lost, what, like 7 workers to one of the Baneling drops there. He lost 10 to another, I think. So, I mean, he sort of did quite well, but at the same time, it wasn't perfect. As I'm going to see these Banelings coming in towards the 3rd base right now. Let me dropping down and just trying to clean up a few of these probes. So, probes going to run away already. And this Overlord just going in towards the natural expansion. So Overlord going in towards the natural expansion. You're going to see another overcharge coming down. And use Phoenix flying in to try and take down the Overlord. So Overlord will be falling here in the next few moments to see about 4 workers picked off. And a bunch more Adepts being warped in once again. So a bunch more Adepts being warped in once again. We're going to be seeing these Adepts just shading on forwards. And Cyan just moving in, looking to see what's going on, what's happening. So Cyan moving in through the top side. You'll see a single Zerglin just sat on this watchtower, and we're going to be seeing a hatchery over to the right-hand side as well. And you see all of these Phoenix from Cyan just continue moving around and continue to see what is going on. So it's going to continue moving around. We're going to see these few Adepts just moving forwards, and Ling Bane just setting up as well. You'll see actually Phoenix lifting up one of these Queens. Bane is getting some good connections. Lings and Hydras are, well, kind of doing that. You know, it's actually very similar to the last game where we had like a Bane's just kind of helping out so much against the Adepts, and Cyan losing so much so quickly. The Phoenix are doing a good job of getting rid of some of the Queens and the Hydras as well, but, well, is it enough? These Banes still to the top side are going to get a few more Adept kills. There's not much left, and those Phoenix are very low, but maybe it's just about enough for Cyan to keep on pushing through. More Lings and more Banes are coming in. These Adepts have reinforced as well. These Queens are going to try and hang back, of course, try and target down the Phoenix. I think is an important thing for them to be doing, because the Phoenix, if he gets rid of those, it just gets rid of this annoying lift that keeps happening on so many of these units. Ling's Veins to the right hand side. They need to come in towards the main army here. And then let's see how good the splits off from Cyan. More or less non-existent, actually. As soO just continues to hold on. The Queens have gotten rid of the Phoenix now. There's only one left. It's the War Prism, sorry, which will be taking damage next. Cyan just does not have enough at all. And we're going to be seeing these Adepts continuing to warp on in. 16 more Lings being produced by soO. And the Lings and Hydras from soO continue to move around. Just seeing what else is going to be going on, what else is going to be happening. So a lot more Adepts from Cyan continuing to come across here. I'm just going to be seeing this Warp Prism. Just going to be warping in. What is that? Just another Adept here. So another Adept getting warped in. And Cyan just continuing to set up with pretty much everything. Ling, Bane, Hydra continuing to go in from soO. Actually comes back over to the right-hand side here. So comes back over to the right-hand side. We're just going to be seeing these Adepts just going to shade up towards the top right. I'm just going to be seeing some more Hydras just again gathering together all over the right-hand side here. We're going to be seeing again those Adepts just join up. We're going to see a whole bunch of Adepts actually starting to warp in right now. So a whole bunch of Adepts starting to warp in. Ling, Bane, Hydra getting ready to go. And, well, here we go. Is it going to be good enough? Is this going to be another Adepts? Again, they're so clumped up from the shade. It's so weird because he's just shading in, and the thing is, like, it's not necessarily a bad trade if he'd split up, but he's not splitting up at all. He's just sitting here with the Adepts all clumped up as they shade into Banelands. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand what exactly the plan is at this sort of point, as we're going to see soon. A few more Banes about to pop out. These Adepts still shading around. Some Zealots here as well. I'm just going to be seeing this kind of Ling Hydra force. Again, see what they can get up to. That Warp Prism going to continue to warp in. Just a few more Adepts, again. Just a few more Adepts coming in once more here, and we do just see Queens, Hydras, Lings, and Banes continue to push forwards once again. Continue to try and push this back. More Banelands, more Finn. I mean, soO's just continuing to defend this, though. His army supply lead is just getting larger and larger every single time we kind of see an engagement begin to happen. This is better from Cyan. He's finally spreading out his units a little bit better and minimizing the damage the Banelands are doing, but it's still not enough. And you can just see it's going to be GG. soO will take first place in the group, and he will go through the group and join